give a couple seconds just to make sure that the YouTube side of things is syncing up, because that always takes an extra minute, despite the fact that I'm simultaneously streaming on YouTube and Twitch. But it looks like we're good to go. This is my D&D Dungeon Master session, where I have a session that I play with my Dungeon Master level patrons. Today we have 2 patrons that are going to be included, and one of them is going to be playing as a barbarian druid that is a furbolg, and the other one is a gem dragonborn that is a paladin barbarian. So we have 2 barbarians with a multi-class, so this should be pretty interesting. Let's go ahead and dive in. We're going to be syncing up at the Adventurer's Pub. You see that most of our players who have ever adventured here are all hanging out. There is a set of bards up in the corner, and they are playing some better than average music. We've established who they are in the past, but I don't want to rehash too much of that. And there is an adventurer board. On the adventure board, there's a list of quests available and open for taking from any adventurer. We have 4 choices. There is a request with a slight turtle marking, so we definitely know what that's from. And it is to search some nearby businesses for suspicious activity. They have requested help in the past in searching for one of their brothers, but this may or may not be on the same quest line. There's also the long-standing quest to help Dalton, who we've already established is essentially just Gaston, and retrieving a princess from a castle being held by some sort of creature. Then we have 2 new quests available in this session. One is a local temple is requesting some assistance in somebody that's infiltrated and corrupting an academy that they have set up in their deity's name. They want some help in deciphering who these people are that have infiltrated, and if they're dangerous, to destroy them. And then finally, we have an escort quest. It is a bit mysterious, but it seems that there is a prioritized person that you need to go and retrieve and bring back to a local kingdom. So, it's up to all of you.
I am intrigued by the escort quest.
So we have 1 vote for the escort quest. What about... let me go ahead and make sure that our other character is on the screen. Yep, even though he's really big right now. And what about our Dragonborn?
Yeah, Durlamax he's in for the escort quest as well.
All right, great. So the Dragonborn's name is Durlamax, and the Furbolg's name is Silferus? Silfir? Silfer. Yeah. Cool. So, we're doing the escort quest. You have some vague details about where to meet. There is somebody helping you escort the escorted person and meeting you partway on your journey.
All right.
We do have a standing rule on my sessions where if you figure out what this is in reference to, you get DM inspiration as long as it's not completely obvious yet.
Okay.
I got no guesses for it now, but
That I wouldn't expect you to. So it does take a bit of a journey to get to this meeting spot, and you find yourself out in kind of a barren landscape. And the person greeting you has their hood up, and you can't really see any of their features as you approach. But they immediately greet you and ask, "Are you the adventurers?" as a very feminine voice comes out.
Okay. Durlamax reaches out his hand kind of to shake and says, "Yes, we saw your notice on the quest board." And he's just going to kind of stand there with his hand out, waiting to see what they do.
Okay. I didn't expect only 2, but this will just have to do. We don't have time to spare. And then she reaches out and grabs your hand, and you feel a very large, strong, furry paw. Thank you so much for subscribing, Kaloyan Kirilov. Yeah, we're going to pretend that I said that right. Yeah, so a large, furry, strong hand reaches out and grasps yours to greet you. As you get closer, you do notice under the hood, they seem to be a Leonin.
Nice. Nice. Now, I know you already did something for Thundercat, so I'm assuming it's not that.
It is definitely not Thundercats. I'm trying not to do back-to-back of the same thing.
I did a little homework, not to metagame. Excuse me. Okay. All right. So with that, I'm just gonna said it's a female, right?
It is a female Leonin.
Okay. So with that, I'll say, well, thank you, my lady. Lead the way.
Said, we must make haste. And then she takes off in a full-blown run.
I'm going to kind of look at my new partner here and kind of just nod towards him just to kind of like follow her.
Sure.
And she took off in a sprint. It was kind of, okay, I guess we're in a rush.
And as you start making your way across this barren landscape, you see off in the distance it's almost like an oasis, but much larger. It's almost like a jungle in the middle of a barren landscape.
Interesting. Are we coming like up to a stop, like to rest here?
She doesn't seem very eager to rest. You would have had a chance to rest ahead of time.
All right.
But if there's something that you needed to do in preparation, you would have probably done it before the quest, or along the journey in the first place to get there.
Right.
How long have we been traveling?
To get to meet her in the first place, it takes about a day and a half.
Okay.
But as far as the running, it's going to be about 2 or 3 hours.
Oh, wow. Okay.
All right. I guess I'll call up to her and like kind of beg the question, like, how much farther does she think we have until we get to the escort target?
We got word that the target is within that jungle, but we have some concerns. And she's like kind of out of breath because she's really pushing herself. We have some concerns that an enemy force has also found the location.
Who are you to this escort?
I said, I don't want... I must be delicate with the situation. There are a lot of factors at play. But...
Can I make it like an insight check to see is she nervous about saying it out loud?
Go for it. Make an insight check.
All right.
With a 13, you can definitely tell she's very nervous. She doesn't want to expose herself to any additional risks.
All right. Then okay. I guess I'll just say then, like, don't let us slow you down. Like, we're with you. So lead the way.
Yep.
As you start getting closer and you make your way into the jungle, you see her sniffing around and trying to locate the person. And she says, "There's another Leonin around. We just have to find him."
I make a perception check.
Go for it. With a 23 perception, you get a whiff in the air and you smell some very interesting scents, and something triggers your ear. You start to hear cackling of some kind. It's like a cackling, high-pitched noise coming from some sort of creature. Actually, with a 23, make a nature check. It's no problem, Omar. You're more than welcome to dive in whenever we get the chance. With a 16 nature check, you do know that this sound that you're hearing is very familiar to gnolls.
Okay.
Can I
Telepathically, I'm gonna just relay that to my companion here. Just be like, heads up, we've got some sort of creature that's not a Leonin out there.
Okay. Durlamax hears it in his head, and he's going to relay back to you that he can smell the sweat. He knows that they're within range, but my question is real quick: how close are we to the jungle? Have we entered the jungle now?
Yes, you have now gotten just inside the edges of the jungle.
Okay. All right. So again, telepathically to my partner, it's just gonna try to see, can he tell how far off they are?
Yeah, did I get that?
With that type of perception, yeah, you know that they're they're just out of like average earshot, but like you can still hear them in the distance. So it'd probably be just like a quick couple turns worth of dashing.
All right. I relay that.
Okay. All right. So, all right. I'm gonna look at the lady that led us here and kind of put my finger up to my mouth and let her know to be quiet, and then like give her the signal to kind of get down low. She's a Leonin, so she should be pretty good. So can we continue forward? At least I want to continue forward, kind of like slowly, cautiously, not to make too much noise or alert anybody to our presence.
Sure. Did you want to be rolling, to be attempting to do so stealthily or no?
I can do that.
Yeah, make a stealth check. As my dog goes nuts in the background.
I got a 12.
You got a 12? All right. With a 12, yeah, I can't tell you whether or not you're like, you feel like you're being stealthy enough, but you're definitely in a rush. So,
Right.
It's a bit of a toss-up.
I have the hidden step ability, so which lets me turn invisible.
Okay.
For just a turn.
Yeah.
So just for time's sake, can I do that and then just kind of go ahead to see if I can see anything clearer?
Sure. So you turn completely invisible and then dash forward. And hold on, let me go ahead and bring you onto the map. And you find yourself, here we go, seeing, you can put yourself right by where the female Leonin token is at the south. She is not there yet, but that's just kind of a placeholder. And you do see that there is 4 gnolls and 1 very large male Leonin at the edge of a cliff.
I'll ask the female Leonin we traveled with, is the Leonin we're looking for like male?
She says yes, yes.
Okay. I'm almost positive that I have found him, and he is surrounded. Do I see all 4 gnolls?
You do.
Okay, I'm gonna relay that. He's surrounded and like pushed against a cliff, surrounded by 4 gnolls at the moment. so we should probably hurry up.
Okay. You manage to dash in. You get a full survey of the situation. Let's go ahead and roll initiative.
I have to click my character token before, right?
Yes. And let me bring...
Oh man, I got a 3.
Okay.
Didn't do much better.
All right. So I know our Dragonborn was having some issues connecting, so I'll try and keep track of that 3. And I need to bring up on my end so I actually know what everybody's turn is. All right. Initiative.
Oof.
Initiative.
Okay.
Initiative.
Dang it.
Initiative.
All right. Oh no.
Okay.
Oh, that was so good.
All right. So first up is our female Leonin.
I'm not seeing the rolls. That's weird.
It's usually just in the settings and whether or not you're allowed to see it.
Oh, okay.
So we have the female Leonin is up first, and she goes 5, 10, jumps across this little creek, 10, 15, 20, 20. Actually, we're going to say that this rocky portion is sloping downwards. So to get to them, you kind of have to go around the more grassy area. So, which looks more like that as far as anybody that's watching. And so we got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and leaps across. And she shouts and says, "Over here!" and tries to get these gnolls' attention. We're actually going to roll... Ooh. And with that, I'm going to say it's an intimidation check, which she critically succeeds at, granting the 3 gnolls closest to her and getting her attention. And getting attention of them. But the furthest one is still going to make its way towards this male Leonin, who is going to attack. And we've got one hit. Yeah, 1 out of the 2 hits. And where did my fancy dice go? There we go. But doesn't hit for very much damage. You see a spear come out and stab towards this Leonin male, and it grazes his side ever so slightly. The other Leonin closest, or the other gnoll closest to the Leonin, comes forward and stabs, misses once, and misses twice. Silver, you're up.
Alright, I am... I think I'm gonna enter my rage now as a bonus action. And then
Omar, thank you so much for the super chat.
30 feet, so 5, 10, 15, 20. Can I move here or no?
Yeah. You're kind of at the edge of this creek, but it's not like a rapidly rushing water or anything like that.
All right. And then I guess I'll cast a spell because I can't go into a rage. Oh wait, no, I can't cast a spell. I'm raging.
Yes.
Okay, then I will attack with my club.
All right.
That would be...
And Omar, I'm so happy that you enjoyed the content.
I'll recklessly attack as well
All right.
for advantage.
So you recklessly attack and go for it. With advantage, 17 will definitely hit. And you smack for 5 bludgeoning.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just 1d4 plus 5. Or no, just 1d4 bludgeoning damage, so yeah.
I need to make sure I actually have a pencil to write down damage totals. Okay. And you have one more attack.
Oh, you are correct. Then I'll do another one.
Okay.
Um,
And you
do
still
I
have
only get,
you still have
do I get
advantage. Yeah. Once you use reckless attack, you have it for the whole turn.
Okay. Go.
Yep, that's gonna be another 5 damage.
Another 5 damage.
Keeping it consistent.
I mean, I'm rolling high on a d4, so
Yeah.
it's 1d4 plus 2, so I'm rolling 3s.
All right. This one has the attention. 5, 10, 15, 20 is going to go for the Leonin. So we got one hit for a decent amount of damage. You see a spear stabbed deep into the female Leonin's side, whose name you still don't know, by the way. And then the last Knoll, we're going to see if they are distracted enough. They are distracted enough to go for this one as well, leaving a one-on-one fight with the male Leonin because the female rolled a nat 20. Ooh, okay. So we got 2 attacks. And one of them, you see it stab deep into her shoulder and she drops her spear because he critted and did a serious amount of damage, piercing into her. And you hear a lion's roar come from her. Then it is the male Leonin's turn, who has nothing but his own fists, and he claws forward and slashes at the Knoll. Missing once, but hitting the second time. And dealing a decent amount of damage. Oh, but before him is supposed to be our Dragonborn Paladin Barbarian guy. So.
All right. Let's see. 20. All right. So I'm going to move directly to the left-hand side of the female Leonin.
Okay. True.
Yep. And I too am going to use my reckless attack.
All right.
And I'm going to attack the Knoll directly in front of me.
All right.
With my great axe.
Go for it.
That is. Okay. Whoops. All right. That is a 13.
13 is actually going to hit.
Okay. And so the first one.
Actually, I can roll initiative for that character.
11 damage.
11. Yep. So we do 11 damage on the first hit.
All right.
With your great axe.
Okay, and then the second one does. Oh wow, 16 or no 20? Sorry.
Oh, nat 20. All right, yeah. You slash deep with that axe. What's the damage?
It's rolling now. Not great. Wow.
Ooh, a 3 and a 2. That's a little rough. Including, does that what's your strength?
My strength is 15,
So
so it's
you,
plus.
and you're not raging or anything.
Well, I got a right. Yeah, I'm not raging, but I got a plus. It's 2d12 plus 2, and then a plus 5 to the.
To the actual like attack roll, right?
Yeah, so like 7, I think, altogether.
All right. Yeah. So so you get a total of 5 damage, which is not a lot, but it's still enough to distract this one, making it focus on you instead. As you've really clobbered the crap out of him, even though it didn't do as much damage as you hoped.
Yeah, he's probably got good armor on. That's what I'm assuming.
Oh yeah, it looks like rags.
Oh wow! Maybe he reached out as I swung in and managed to parry it away. A dragonborn running in with a big axe. He managed to kind of like block it, but it still chipped into his shoulder.
Yes, that's exactly what happened. As our female Leonin just stabs forward, and the first one she sees, missing once and hitting the second time, dealing a decent amount of damage. And now it is a Leonin versus Knoll fight going up top. That's just slashing into each other and bashing about. You're a bit more focused on what's happening right in front of you, as the other one stabs into the female Leonin once. And she's looking semi-wounded at this point. And Silver, you're up.
All right. Does the male Leonin look particularly injured at all?
No.
Okay. I'm not going to worry about him then. I'm going to wild shape into my brown bear form.
All right.
Let me bring that stat up. Okay. What the heck? There we go. And then I'm going to make my multi-attack. So I get one attack with bite and one with claws. And I will do this recklessly as well. So, and I didn't add rage damage my first turn. Did I?
Probably not.
Okay, then it's an additional 2 per hit.
Yeah.
So an additional 4 damage.
All right.
So my first part is going to be a bite attack.
All right.
That roll. No. Okay. And this is with advantage.
A 13 is actually going to hit.
Oh, okay then.
Surprisingly
8,
enough.
So that's 8 plus an additional 2 for rage. So it's 10
Okay.
damage for the bite. And then claws.
$25 will definitely hit for another 10 damage. As you slam your paws into this knoll, you feel it fall backwards as your claws just dig in, and then you tear at its throat and just rip it out.
Nice.
As it is dead. Then the other one goes right for our Dragonborn. Ooh, and crits. Let's see what happens. We got... That was not a high roll for a crit. 9.
Know that.
So we got 14 piercing damage coming straight towards your armor, and it manages to get past, and just barely, but it slashes into your side, and you see a bit of blood trickle down as you take 14 damage. It tries to reel back and stab again, but misses. Then it is your turn.
Okay, let's see. If I move directly to its left, is that an attack of opportunity?
It is an attack of opportunity for the one that's facing the female Leonin, but not for him.
So I guess I'll stay here. Let's see. I am. All right, whatever. Let me just hit him again.
All right.
So I'll use the reckless attack again. And with that said, I'm going to have advantage. First one misses. Oh wait, no, I gotta roll twice. Sorry. That's better. 14 for the first attack.
14 will hit.
Alrighty.
Roll that damage.
That will be 10. And on top of that, I'm going to use my Divine Smite.
All right.
And that will be 2d8. And that adds 4 and 7, 12. 12 to the damage. So,
All right.
Or 11. 4 and 7 is 11. My math's off.
That's fine. So you chop in with your axe, and then you just get this overwhelming surge come over you, and it just flares up, and you see this wound in his shoulder explode with divine energy. But he's still barely standing.
All right. Then I will take my second attack on him.
Are you adding your rage damage? Or no, you're
I'm not raging yet.
Yeah.
I'm saving that for... All right. So that is going to be 19.
That will definitely hit.
And, 19 back to back. What are you going to do? All right. So then I'm going to roll this. And... Oh, nice. That is 12 plus 2 plus 5. 17.
Yeah. So you slash down and you see this energy explode from his shoulder. And it's like you just get this enhanced strength surge through you as you just drive it further down. And you cut him straight through from shoulder to hip. And he is obliterated.
And I didn't use my Divine Smite on that one either. It was a straight shot.
Yeah, it was. I was just saying you're just smashing
Okay,
it
yeah.
through with the extra encouragement from your deity. Then we have the male Leonin doing his attacks up there, but you see that he's starting to get pushed back towards the edge. Female Leonin does some attacks. 1 miss, 2 misses, as she's just swinging wildly, being injured. And then this Knoll gets to pull off 2 attacks. Definitely smacks pretty damn hard, and you see the male Leonin get dazed as he gets pushed 1 notch closer to the edge. And he is a little bit more injured than he was a moment earlier. Then we have the Leonin that's right in front of the Knoll that's right in front of the female Leonin. 1 attack, 2 attacks, both miss. And now we're back to Durlamax.
All right. So...
Or wait, we should have hit our
I think
brown bear. Yeah, when you switch.
Oh, sorry.
When you switch icons, it
That's my bad.
yeah.
So is it his turn?
Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and throw him in there.
Okay, that's fine.
All right. I am going to charge forward and just risk an opportunity attack.
All right. Yeah, it misses. He tries to stab at you, but it doesn't work.
25, 30. And then I'm going to take my multi-attack here
All
on
right.
this null. Again with reckless attack.
All right, go for it.
So, right?
Yeah, that bite is definitely going to hit. You chomp into its
So-
shoulder, distracting him for 7 piercing damage plus 2, I assume.
Yeah, so 9 piercing.
All right.
And then I'm going to do it with my claw
And then
and
you
deal 13 damage. So
just
20
rake.
damage.
Yeah, you rake its back, doing a considerable amount of damage.
And then I will also just telepathically to both Leon and be like, "Hey, I'm the guy that was here. I just turned into a bear. Don't be alarmed."
And you just see a quick nod from the male Leonin as he seems somewhat confused because none of these people were here a little while ago in general. So
Okay.
now we have Durlamax.
All right, so trying to figure out because you said that the female Leonin beside me is pretty hurt, right?
Yeah, she's hurting bad.
Okay. All right, I'll take care of her. I'm gonna take a whack at the knoll in front of her. Best thing I can do to right this second is to take out him. So I'll do the obvious reckless attack.
Yep.
And rolling. So first attack misses.
What is it?
11.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You swing wildly. It goes way over its head as he ducks out of the way.
And there we go. Second one is a 20.
Okay. A nat 20 or regular 20?
Regular 20.
All right. Yeah, you chop into its side. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. And that is going to be 13.
Yeah, the 13, you chop deep into its side, and as you pull the axe out, you see just an insane amount of blood come out and a little bit of intestines as it keels over dead.
Okay, good. I was going to say, I will divine smite this. All right. And then, I'm trying to remember, does lay on hands, is that a bonus action?
I always have to look up paladin stuff because it's what I play the least. Lay on hands. It's an action.
It's an action. All right.
Yeah.
So with that, for now, I'll just use my movement to get up closer to where the rest of the actions are, and I'll look at her all the way and say, "Just stay right here. I'll help you in a minute."
Okay. And then you see that the male Leonin has. Wait, so you're moving up there? 5.
Yeah,
10,
I'm gonna move up close. That's my movement, and then
right.
yeah.
So the male Leonin lets out a massive roar, and you just see him swipe so insanely hard, the Knoll's jaw comes off, and you just see this flopping tongue as he collapses to the ground dead.
Nice.
Any guesses as to what the reference is for this quest before I proceed?
I've got no idea.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie. I was thinking like Lion King, but that's just because of the lions. But in all reality, I have no idea.
You get DM inspiration.
Lion King?
I was like, Cliff.
As the female is Nala and going to retrieve Simba right now.
Yeah, I figured with the gnolls were like hyenas. That's the only thing I could get out of it.
Yep, that's
Yeah,
exactly
did not
what it
put
is.
that together. Did not connect those two at all.
So at that moment, the female Leonin comes limping up, very injured, and kneels before the male Leonin, and he looks very surprised. And he just says, "What are you doing here?"
Is he
Okay.
talking?
As they're standing there, or they're both standing there, and they're kind of having their thing. I'm just gonna kind of quietly letting them have their moment. Durlamax is gonna reach out, and I'm going to expend 10 points from lay on hands, giving 5 HP back to both of them.
Okay. So you see her wounds start to close a little bit, and she's feeling definitely a bit better now. And she comes up from kneeling and says, "We got word that you were actually alive and you were hiding out in this place. Why?" And he says, "I don't belong in our home." And she goes on to explain that an evil king has taken over and is destroying their home, and he seems very distraught at the news. You see, but he's still very unsure as to what to do.
Okay. I'm going to. Can we assume his name is Simba?
Yes.
Okay. So Durlamax is going to look at Simba and say, "Me and my comrade here accepted a contract to come out here and try to save you, to bring you back. I didn't see any name that was issued on it. However, we obviously met this woman along the way. I'm not sure exactly what is going on back home, but we do know that regardless of how you feel about the subject, we're bringing you back."
And he looks at Nala and says, "Really? You don't even give me a choice?" And she says, It is quite dire circumstances." And he looks
I'm
down at the bear, and he's just like,
All right. And with that, I will say I feel like my words may have confused you. We're not here to force you home. However, we do want to fulfill our end of our agreement, and to do that, would you please, sir, accompany us back? Sounds like this woman here has high hopes for you to come back and save whatever is happening there, and we would just like to help that along the way.
"You are lending your aid. Make a persuasion check."
Yes. Oh, I'm really good in persuasion. That is going to be 19.
Yeah. With a 19 in persuasion, you seem to have found just the right words, and it's almost like your tone and your sense of duty has sparked something within him to realize that he has been neglecting his own sense of responsibility. And he says, "Very well. I will return to my kingdom." And he and his chest puffs out and his mane flows in the wind, and he says, "Let us go."
Okay. And with that, Durlamax will kind of go to like one knee with his axe in one hand and just nod his head and say, "You have my weapon until we return you safely."
I'm just gonna like bow my bare head and give that same sentiment.
And he gives you like a sturdy pat on the back. He doesn't want to like rub your head or anything because he feels that's insulting, but he gives you like a hearty pat on the back as a bear, and he nods at the dragonborn in front of him. And immediately he says, "Let us make haste."
Right away.
And he takes off running. You see him snatch up a bag along the way, and you start making your way back into the barren landscape.
Okay. As we take off running, I'm just gonna kind of look at my bear friend and be like, and like telepathically, be like, "Ugh, more running with these two, I swear.
I will return saying, I'm a bear now, so I'm better at it. So I don't really mind all that much.
All right. Well, if that's the case, I am going to do something foolish, but I'm going to cast Find Speed because I'm not running and getting exhaustion the whole way there.
Find Steed is a very valuable thing.
Yep.
So you cast Find Steed. It takes you 10
Yes.
minutes as people start kind of getting past you, but then you get on your steed and you immediately catch up. And you can probably grab like one companion to ride on the back with you if you'd like, but that's up to you.
I'll grab Bella because I'm assuming she's still pretty beat up. She took quite a pounding in the last. Plus, we ran all the way here to find him. So
Yeah.
I'll grab her, toss her up in the back, and we'll follow these two. We're gonna stay right in them. The marching order would be concerned. We're in them.
Yeah, so you snatch her up, and then you manage to make really good pace at this point. It does take you long enough that you do need to take one long rest in between.
Perfect.
And you know that you're another half day's travel after the long rest. And at that point, you're sitting around a fire with Nala and Simba and relaxing and recovering as best as you can. Is there anything you'd like to say or do or anything like that, as you're all just kind of very stoically sitting around the fire at the moment?
As we're sitting around the fire, Durlamax is just gonna kind of look at Simba and Nala and say, "So, what's going on back home anyway? I understand we were hired to find your friend here, but if we're gonna march back into your kingdom and bring him back, I need to know what I'm headed into."
Yeah.
And she bows her head, and Simba looks somewhat ashamed, but she says, "Oh, quite a while ago, Simba went missing and our king died. And Simba is the rightful heir to the throne. But in his absence, somebody else took power, and he has let the entire kingdom go to waste, and people are starving and they are sick, and all he cares about is his own power." And you see her get very frustrated.
Right. So Durlamax takes it in and he says, "Now, when you say King died, I'm gonna assume it wasn't peacefully in his bed."
Says, "No, it appeared to have been from some sort of stampede."
Right. All right. I'm just making sure we're going that way with it.
Yeah.
All right. So it's full in Lion King. Got it.
Yeah, it is full-blown Lion King. We're not going to mess with it too much. Although I do mess with the story tons of times in other situations, this one's a little more spot on.
Well, that's fine. It was just a way to get into my head, what the stakes are, what we're going for. Okay.
But we must usurp the throne, as we got word that Simba might be alive. I immediately ventured out to find him, but it appears that word has also gotten back to the existing king. I'm sure we will be coming back into quite the turmoil, but we had to risk anything we could to reinstate the proper ruler.
All right. So with that, since I was going to look at Simba and say, if this goes off the way we hope and you become king again, there is a task that I am trying to achieve, and maybe you would be able to help me at that point. So I will swear fealty to you for now to get you back on your throne. In exchange, I need your help with something in the future.
He says, "I will do what I can to repay any deeds done in favor of my kingdom."
Perfect. So then Durlamax is going to reach into his backpack and pull out his sleeping roll and be like, "My father too has been slain. And roll out his sleeping roll and lay down on it, and he's going to sleep.
Says it is not the thing I wish to have in common with anyone. As he just sits and stares at the fire.
All right, I'm good on my side.
All right.
Same. Yep, I'm good.
Then, does anybody want to keep watch during the night, or are you going to rely on Nala or Simba to do so?
I can keep watch.
All right.
Yeah.
So you keep watch, but relax during the night for the most part. As my voice is like disappearing.
Would he not regain his health points then?
No, he does.
I didn't take any damage.
Say, if that's the case, then I mean, I could heal him when we wake up or whatever.
I didn't take any damage from the fight, so I'm fine.
Oh, that's right.
All right. I'm trying to make sure I have the appropriate creatures to fight. I recorded like 3 episodes of my D&D builds channel today, so my voice is starting to get a little shot. All right.
I've had bronchitis for the last 6 days, so I'm just starting to feel better. I was actually nervous my voice wasn't going to work for this day.
Well, I'm happy we're all struggling. All right, where is? Okay. You do so. The next morning, you wake up. Everyone is fully rested, and you set out for more running. As I need to make sure. And I'm just making sure that we have. There we go. And I'm just adding all the appropriate characters to everything because we need those.
So to search the knolls, see if they had any gear on them.
It's pretty shit gear.
Yeah,
It's all like scraps of beast hide and not so great. I need this icon because I love doing. And one more null. There we go. Now I need to make sure we have Nala and Simba. Where the hell is Simba? There he is. Okay. So you make your way back to the kingdom, and it is a fairly civilized kingdom for the most part. It's not just going to be like purely Pride Rock, but it is a kingdom that's carved into kind of like a mountainside type of thing. And there is a village in chaos at the base of this large, as I smack my microphone, there is a village in chaos at the base of this large stone structure. And it appears that there are all sorts of animals just fighting each other. There's a bunch of emaciated Leonin that are attempting to battle against gnolls, and the entire town is wreathed in flame. And you manage to make your way through the chaos to the... I don't want to call it a castle because it's really just like a castle built into this, mountainside. But you immediately you try and fight your way to the top amongst the chaos, and you find yourself face to face with 3 God damn. With 3 very burly gnolls and 1 sinister looking Leonin. Let's just go ahead and throw you all on the map. Silver, you can throw yourself on. And we got this guy. All right. We're going to go ahead and roll initiative just for turn order, but you haven't quite started combat yet.
Okay.
Okay.
Man, I cannot roll good initiative. Just ever.
Well, I got one better this time. That's an 18.
Yeah, that's. Man, I'm going almost dead last.
All right. And you got an 18, so we're going to go ahead and put that in descending order. And Durlamax, you're up first.
So, made our way up to this point. I'm assuming, as Durlamac looking through, he sees the Leonin in the back, and then there's Knowles, you said, in front of us?
Yes, there's 3 Knolls and the Leonin sort of not cowering behind them, but he's standing behind them looking very menacing.
Durlamax looks at Simba and says, "Is that the one?"
Says, that is my uncle.
All right. So with that, I am going to move directly to the knoll in the middle.
All right.
And let's start this off right. I know my partner likes to, we've had talks, he likes to rage. Kind of a mad guy, so I'm going to stay out of that for now. And I'm going to run the reckless attack.
All right.
And get swinging.
Go for it.
That is a unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20 is definitely going to hit.
Okay, 15 plus 5. So. And that will be, wait for it to stop moving here. 12 for damage on the first one.
All right.
And then on the second attack, rolling hit for that one. And that will be a 14.
As you, 14 is barely going to hit.
Oh, okay. Then, damage. D&D Beyond's being crazy. I'll roll it once. That is a nat 20 damage.
Nat 20 on damage?
Well, I rolled a 20, sorry. So that's 25 on that one, what I'm getting.
So a nat 20. So how much? So you did 12 damage for the first one.
Sorry. No, that's my fault. Dummy. I rolled the wrong thing.
Okay.
D&D Beyond keeps throwing. I clicked one thing once, and it just keeps throwing stuff out. So it was an 11 plus 5. Yes, so 16.
16 damage on the second hit?
Yep.
Okay.
And then I'm going to Divine Smite on that one.
All right.
2d8. And that is a 7 and a 1, so 8.
8. So you do a pretty whopping amount of damage as you chop in, and then you swing back with a full-blown, like, lumberjack swing again. It tries to block, but just cuts deep into his shoulder, and it suddenly, like, glows at the last second, blasting into him even harder with that Divine Smite damage. Anything else you want to do?
Yeah, I think at this point, as we're in the heat of battle, I'll use my bonus action now, and I'm gonna rage.
All right.
That'll be my turn.
All right. Next up, hey, it's the one that's right in front of you. It's his turn. And it laughs very maniacally and tries to bite into you hard. And he crits. I need you to make A strength saving throw.
Okay. What type of damage is it?
It is going to be piercing damage.
I'm just trying to remember if I'm immune to it.
You're
Bludgeoning is with rage.
you're a totem barbarian, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What totem are you?
Bear.
Yeah. Then you're resistant to everything but psychic when you're raging.
Right. Okay.
So, but make a strength save. And since you're raging, you get to do that at advantage.
Okay. So first one. So it's 14 for the first roll.
Okay.
And oh, that's way better. 18 plus 23.
Yeah, he chomps onto your arm and tries to shake, but you manage to keep a hold of your great axe. But he still does a decent amount of damage. Let's see, that's 6, 10. It's 14 damage, but cut in half thanks to you being enraged. So that's going to be 7 damage from the bite. And then the second attack that he has, another nat 20.
Wow.
I am the one with all the natural 20s this time. I am the one who wins. As he's chomping down, he tries to dig his claws into you as well. Let's just go ahead.
Can I use a reaction to try to block his claw?
Do you have some sort of ability to do that?
No, I was just thinking of the reactions.
Nope.
I don't know if I could.
No. So you do not get any ability to do that. But he's just chomping down, and then he tries to claw up into your rib cage and deals 11 slashing damage, which is cut in half. So you take 5 slashing damage.
Cool. All right. So
Okay.
it hurt a little bit, but no worse
Yeah.
to wear.
But you're enraged and you have a lot of health, so you're fine. Next up is the Knoll up here, who makes... And it doesn't have enough movement to get all the way there, but you hear it like snarl at you. And then the next one, let's see how much... oh yeah, the next one can make it to you. And he misses on the first attack and misses on the second one. Then it's Nala's turn, who throws a spear and hits the one to your right, dealing a considerable amount of damage, considering it was just a spear throw. And she shouts out and says, "You are an honorable man for defending and fulfilling your duties." And as she shouts out, you feel a word of encouragement come over you, and you get 4 temporary hit points. At the same time, 5, 10, 15, 20, you see this very sinister-looking Leonin come forward, and he looks over and he says, "Simba, is that you? It's been such a long time. How you've grown." As he as he has this sort of snarly smile and bows ever so slightly. And he says, "Welcome to my kingdom." Silfer, you're up.
First, I'm gonna ask Simba if he feels like he needs to take on his uncle like alone.
He says, "It is my duty."
All right. In that case, I will wild shape back into my brown bear And then I will rush up to assist my companion.
Okay.
30. And then I will make my uh, attacks. Do I get reckless attack if I'm not raging?
I think so. Let me double check.
Yeah, you should. I believe it's like a feature.
Yeah, it is.
It's not.
Okay.
It's like a at will type thing.
Yeah. Actually, I'm going to, just to make it more clear, I'm going to move just that thing back and I'll drag that on.
Ah, yeah, that makes it easy. That way I don't lose the initiative order.
Yeah. Okay. I will attack recklessly. Actually, maybe not this time since I'm not raging yet.
Okay.
I don't want them to have advantage on me.
Okay.
I will just do my standard multi-attack. So first with a bite, normal roll.
And 10 is not going to hit.
Ah, okay. And then I will follow up with my. That was what, my bite? Yeah, so claw.
And you
That's a
crit. Yeah. So
go.
you try and slash at this thing, and it
I deal
stumbles.
27 damage.
Yeah. That is an absurd amount of damage.
Let's go.
Oh, rolling a 4 and a 5 plus 4. Yeah. Jesus. All right. Yeah, so you
That
do.
was to the guy to my left, just for clarity.
Yeah, so you do 27 damage, and you see like this massive wound open up right across his midsection, and he's holding it, and he buckles over in pain and squeals out, and you hear this like cackling laugh suddenly subside as it's just having trouble holding and keeping his breath. As he looks so wounded, it's probably going to cause him to have disadvantage.
I don't think I can do anything else. So that was.
Cool. And I do got a question in the chat from Blood Red Raven asking about how to make fights fair. I actually use something called Don John, and there's a encounter size calculator that usually helps make things a little bit, and then you can help scale your fights pretty well. And with that, it is Simba's turn, who roars and charges forward. He's going to try and round it a bit, so that way he doesn't get an attack of opportunity. But right as he gets within fighting range of his uncle, you hear a loud roar come out from the more sinister looking Leonin. I need everybody to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Oof. 13.
I got
Wow,
14.
I rolled so poorly. I have a +7 and I only got a 13.
I got a -1 on my wisdom. I rolled 15. So.
Well, it was a 14 to pass.
Oh,
wow.
no. So unfortunate.
In your bear form, wait. You're not. Oh yeah, you're not raging yet. Anyways, you are currently frightened, and you are frightened of that creature or that sinister-looking Leonin, not too far from you. Meanwhile, you notice that all of these gnolls around you suddenly start seeming slightly bigger and stronger, and that wound is closing right in front of you.
Boy.
Durlamax, you're up.
All right. 1 second. Well, can I tell looking around, which one of the gnolls around me is the most injured?
It is going to be the one that you attacked so many times.
Okay. All right. Then with that, I'm not going to do the reckless attack on this one because I've already taken a pretty good pounding myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to try to hit him once with the great axe. That is unnatural 20 again. I wish I could hit the luck you got, but I'm taking what I got. Now, does that hit with them growing and getting bigger?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So, with that, 11 damage.
11 damage it is. As you slash across this midsection with your great axe, dealing 11 damage. Anything else? Or you get one more attack, right?
You cut out. I couldn't.
Oh, and you got your next attack.
So he's still alive then?
Yes, he is.
All right. Well, then I will just follow it up again. And I'm going to laugh maniacally in his face as well as he did to me because that's a nat 20. Whoa.
Yeah.
Right, that was nat 20 on a hit. Now watch. Last time I did this, I did terrible damage. And doesn't. Sorry, so that's 7 plus. Wait for it to come up. So that's 9 damage on the nat 20.
All right.
And I'll go ahead and do the thing.
Do the Divine Smite.
Yep.
Yep. So you get to roll twice as many dice on that Divine Smite because you critted.
At this point now I'm out of second level spell slots, but that will be 16 on top of it.
All right. So 16 on top of the 9. So that's on top of the 11. So that's 27 damage as you as you do a full-blown overhead chop and you strike right in the middle of his head and all of a sudden, as soon as it makes contact, this glowing light explodes outward and it's just like a rain of viscera as he explodes.
That is awesome. Totally worth the spell slot.
And it's all of a sudden you have like this little like goop of organ just flop on your shoulder and slide off and slap to the ground in a very wet noise. And now it is this one's turn, who is fighting the giant bear in front of him, but he is still somewhat wounded, holding his gut. And because of that, he misses on the first attack.
Nice.
And on the second attack.
Nice.
But he seems to have kind of gotten used to the pain now, and he just roars in your face. And you're already kind of freaked out at the moment, but that just happens. We got... What's your AC, Durlamax?
Very low for what I am.
15?
Yeah.
Okay, it still misses. And the second one hits.
Okay.
And it swings forward with a bit more force than you expected, but it still doesn't cut very deep, dealing a 9 slashing damage, which you get to cut in half. So that's 4 slashing damage. But he misses with the first attack. So you do take a bit of a chop. And with that, Nala comes running in and stabs forward with her spear, missing and missing. She tried.
Good effort.
And you hear the voice of the more sinister Leonin. He says, "What are you doing, you fools? Protect me, you morons!" And Silver, you're up.
All right. While I'm frightened, do I have disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls just against the source or against everything?
Against everything while you can see the source. And you can't move closer to the source.
All right. Then I'm going to bonus action rage,
All right?
and then I will just recklessly attack again the guy to my left.
Okay.
So I will roll straight.
All right.
Here comes the bite.
Yeah.
22.
22 is definitely going to hit.
And that's 14 damage with the rage damage is added. And then claws. 13 hit.
A 13 does not hit. He manages to deflect your claws. As you chomp into him, you raise up your claws, and he grabs them in their place, and he stops them from attacking.
All right. Well, I did 14 damage.
All right. It is Simba's turn, and you just hear pummeling in the distance as he's clawing, and Scar is trying to block, and they're just battling it out. Stuff is happening, but I'm not going to metagame.
Do I make another save?
Oh, yeah, you do make another wisdom save, sorry.
Wisdom.
Oh.
I rolled a 2.
Yeah, you are still frightened at the moment. Jarlamax, you're up.
Right. All right, so the one immediately to my right needs to make a dex save.
All right. I'm pretty sure it fails.
It had to be 13, so
Yeah, definitely failed.
okay. So that takes 15 psychic damage.
So what happens? Just
It's
first.
so my breath weapon, and since it's psychic, I don't really know how you'd explain how a psychic breath weapon works.
Yeah, so
However.
you just open your mouth, and it's like this like echoing force comes out, and it like rattles his brain as he clutches at his own head, just trying to deal with the severe pain piercing his head.
That's such a funny image to see a dragonborn just screaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a dragon roar, something from like Jurassic Park, the Tyrannosaurus sound. That's what I'm picturing. So, all right. So since that's happened, while he's dealing with the damage in his head, I'm gonna take a swing at him with my great axe. And shut up! Oh my god, that's a 24. 19 plus.
That will definitely hit.
Okay. Rolling damage. And that is 10 plus 2 plus should be 2, 14.
All right, 14. That's pretty solid. He takes this piercing damage to his head. And is the breath weapon a bonus action?
It's you use it so it's in place of one of your attacks, you use your breath weapon. And I got
okay.
2 attacks per turn, so
All right.
well, I still have my bonus action.
Okay.
And I just gotta look. That's an action. So I'll just tack the smite on.
All right. Go for it.
All right, and that's the divine smite. So that's gonna be a level 1 spell.
So that's a 2d8.
Yep. And that is 12.
Okay. So deal another 12 damage. 40. It's looking really rough. He's like clutching his head. He's very woozy. And he's like, he looks like he's trying to claw at you, but he's very distracted. And in the meantime, the other one claws at the brown bear. and
AC
hits
is 13.
for, let's see. I need that to actually roll. Don't just fall. There we go. All right. That's going to be. You take 9 slashing damage as he slashes across with his hands.
Hang on. Before he takes the
correct?
damage, I have a reaction that I can use.
Okay.
Rebuke the Violent. Immediately after attacker within 30 feet deals damage with an attack against a creature other than you, you can use your reaction to force the attacker to make a wisdom saving throw. The DC is 15. On failure, the attacker takes radiant damage equal to the damage it just dealt, or half the damage on success.
All right. Well, it failed, so it takes 9 radiant damage in response at the same time.
Do I still take that damage though?
No. I don't believe so.
What's it called?
It's Rebuke the Violent. You have to attack within 30 feet deals damage with an attack. Use your action to force the attacker. It doesn't really say. It just says that the attacker takes equal damage. So I guess that's a DM call.
Yeah, if it's equal damage, then they take damage at the same time.
It's like almost like a holy aura glows over you, and as the weapon strikes, it bounces back and it hits the other enemy, and he gets the same.
So it's basically forcing it to feel the same damage it just inflicted. So the bear is going to take the damage as well. So it's 9 slashing damage towards the bear.
I will have that to 4.
Okay. But it's still going to take the 9 because it's not resistant. And it's looking rough as its like own eyes glowed in pain. And then it screams and tries to bite down on you and misses because it is just like so distracted by the severe pain that it is in. And now
Can you roll that with advantage? Because I did a reckless attack.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it still failed the second one. The other one tries to do some fighting. It is looking like it's in super rough shape. But it still hits with its bite, chomping down, dealing 10 piercing damage, which gets cut in half. To you.
Is it okay.
You have been dealing the most damage to it, and it is ready to attempt to fight back, even though it's barely standing.
Okay, so I take 5 damage on that.
And then it tries to slash with its claws, but kind of like falls forward a little bit, not quite falling prone, but it does allow you. Oh wait, you already used your reaction. It allows Nala to make an opportunity attack.
Yeah.
Which she misses.
Oh, Nala.
She's trying.
She is.
Yeah.
She is. Get it? She's trying. She's a little above her league.
Her turn anyway.
Yeah, it's her turn now, and she makes up for it by stabbing deep into the Knoll's side. And you see it come out the other side, and the Knoll is like staring at Durlamax, and you just see the light leave his eyes. Darth Neo, thank you so much for the sub. And it seems to be kind of stuck on the spear as it tries to pull out, and it finally gets it out with this like weird wet just suction noise, and he just collapses into a heap on the ground.
Okay.
And you hear Scar saying, "You peasants are useless."
Oh, peasants, huh?
And him and Simba are clawing back and forth. You do hear the wet smack of blood spraying across the stone and fur getting damp with blood. Silver, you are up.
I am still scared, but I will attack.
Yep.
I think you can make a save again, right?
He will be able to at the end of his turn.
Okay.
And he can attack recklessly to not attack at disadvantage if he wants to.
Fight. 11.
11 is going to miss.
1. 13.
And a 13 is also going to miss. You try and chomp and slash, but he is like flailing wildly after taking that radiant damage. And Simba's up, and he shoves Scar further away as they are both very bloody.
Does a 14 succeed on this wisdom saving throw?
A 14 does succeed. Or no, yeah, it was 14. So you are no longer frightened. And Durlamax, you are up.
All right. I'm trying to work something out here.
If you want
Go ahead. I can't really hear you. You got to speak up a little bit more.
if you want to aid Simba, I can take care of the remaining guy that I'm fighting.
Okay.
I should be
All right,
fine.
sounds good. As long as you're comfortable where you're at, then that's what I'll do. I will move directly to the left of Simba,
Okay.
and I should still be raging. We've only done, what, 4 rounds, I think?
Yeah, I would assume you're still raging.
Okay. And... all right. Well, all I got really left is... I'm just going to swing at him twice.
Okay.
So with the Great Axe, this is... that's a 15. So on that 20.
Yeah, that's definitely going to hit. So, and you're going for, and you're moving towards to help Simba.
I would be attacking Scar now in this situation. Yeah, I don't like right to the left. Well, yeah, that'll work.
Okay.
And then, so the first attack does 11 damage.
Okay.
And rolling for second attack, and that one's going to miss. It's only a 10.
Yeah. You do 11 damage against Scar, who is looking pretty well beaten already. He is in rough shape, but Simba is also in pretty rough shape. They're pretty both just bloody and beaten down. But now it is the Knoll's turn, who misses once and crits on the second one.
I'll use Rebuke the Violent again on this. This is a new round.
All right. Wait. Okay. Let's see. Channel. How many uses of Channel Divinity do you have at this level?
Oh, wait, you're right. Yep. I don't think I can do it.
And thank God you couldn't, because a crit from him that would have hit back at him would have definitely killed him, as he does 25 damage.
Oh, well, hang on. It doesn't show me like I don't have any boxes. It just says Channel Divinity. So I guess I don't know how many I have.
Channel Divinity, I believe Paladins usually get one.
It doesn't like have any box for me to check or anything. So I don't know.
Let me double check.
Yeah. I'm looking in the features and traits. I'm searching online too.
25 halved is 12.
Correct.
So 30 minus 12.
Channel Divinity. When you use your Channel Divinity, you must finish a short or long rest to use your Channel Divinity again. Yeah.
Yep. All right.
But that would have been epic as shit.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I took 12 damage.
Yes, you took 12 damage, which feels far less epic, but whatever. It's fine.
Yeah,
Ruin all of my fun with trying to kill my players.
It's a lesson learned. Next time, save it for a crit.
Yeah. Nala sees that this Knoll is on his last leg, so she tries to run up to aid Simba as well. And she's going to stab into Scar. Misses once and twice. Wow, I'm rolling terrible every time I'm Nala. Okay. Scar realizes how surrounded he is. he's not a very brave lion. So he's going to try and take off.
Attack of opportunity.
Yep.
All three of them.
Yeah. I could use the disengage, but I decided not to.
Even if you did, I think I have a something that makes it to where I can still attack. Or no, I didn't take Sentinel. I took something else. Never mind. I was going back.
Yeah, Nala misses. And Durlamax, go ahead and make your attack first.
Yeah, I rolled a nat.
You rolled a nat 1?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to lie.
Roll your damage.
They all together, but I rolled a nat 1.
Roll your damage.
This is going to hurt a little. That is 10.
Yeah, so you wind up swinging your axe and swinging very wildly. Roll a 1d4. If you get an odd, you're hitting Nala. If you get an even, you're hitting Simba.
I rolled a 2.
All right, you hit Simba. He was in really rough shape. He goes down.
Okay.
With your axe swing.
Okay.
And, all right.
I have spare the dying, so
okay.
As long as
Hopefully it's not 3 rounds.
Yeah, we'll see. Silver, you're up.
All right. Obviously, I get advantage now. Hopefully I can hit him.
All right, so you're attacking recklessly again. Go for it. 24 is definitely going to hit. And with the first strike, as you bite down, you manage to chomp into him and rip out some sort of bone, but he collapses to the ground dead.
And then, technically, I think, do I have to use separate bonus actions to come out of Rage and Wild Shape?
I think you can just turn them off, but let me double check.
I think the wording of Rage is you can also end your Rage as a bonus action.
Okay.
I'm not sure about Wild Shape.
Good. Let's see. Wild Shape.
It's also a bonus action.
All right, so you get to choose one.
Dang it. I can't cast spells if I only come out of 1.
Well, there might be a slight trick. Let's see. If you're able, you can't cast them or concentrate on them. Oh, yeah. I was going to see if maybe you could just like try to cast a spell and then it would automatically deactivate your rage, but that's not the case. So.
Nah, I just can't. Alright, I guess can I use just my act? Oh, no, I already used my action to attack. Never mind. I will come out of my shape.
Okay. So you turn back into your normal Furbolg self.
And then I will run just to be alongside.
Okay.
Then, yeah, I'll my turn.
All right. Simba makes a death save. You don't know what he rolls. And Durlamax.
Okay, spare the dying.
All right. You spare the dying.
At will. Yeah, that's at will. So I'm going to reach down, touch him where I hit him, and my hand will glow. And the wound will close up, and he'll start kind of breathing again. So he's now stabilized.
Okay. Good.
All right. Yeah. And I kind of like psychically in his head, I'll be like, I apologize. And I will use, trying to decide here. I decided lay hands as an action. Yep. So I guess Since I'm raged, I'm gonna run at Scar.
All right,
Reckless attack.
go for it.
Okay.
Wait, so you can do spare the dying.
Spare the dying. Spare the dying is an at will for me. I took the blessed warrior.
Oh. Wait. Let me see. Blessed.
I think that just refers to if it uses spell slots or not.
Oh yeah, it still takes an action to do it.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
I think we should let Simba get the final blow.
well, he's currently unconscious. He's just stable.
I can get him.
Okay.
And then he goes right after me, so
Yeah.
I'll get him back up on my turn.
Okay, so he's stabilized, and then Nala looks at you and says, "You have killed my king."
I'll say back, no, I have not. He's still breathing. Just stand around him and keep him
You're
safe.
like, no, he's fine. I got him.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Me?
No, Durlamax.
Okay.
All right.
She just saw the person that she was like fighting to reinstate
It'll
his
be
kingdom.
hilarious if you roll in that one.
Yeah.
It's a
You roll
12.
the
Yeah,
five.
it didn't take much because she did see your hands glow and stuff. It's just she's a little like unreasonably
That's
upset.
her man.
Yeah.
That's her man. And I rolled a 12, so maybe that'll help.
Okay. That was just enough to keep her from like full blown attacking you or anything. And Scar is going to try to 5, 10, 15. Yeah, you get an attack of opportunity.
Yeah. I'm still raging, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I can. Okay. I guess I'm just gonna attack him with my club.
Okay.
Is he out of the club?
There is one other thing you could do. I mean, it takes place of your attack action, but in case you wanted to grapple.
Oh, that's probably a better idea. But then I can't. Then I'll have to keep grappling him, and I won't be able to heal.
Oh yeah. Well, depends on what you use to heal, but yeah.
I was gonna use a cure wounds, which I think is
Yeah, that's an action.
yeah. Okay, I am still just going to attack with my club,
Okay.
and this is an advantage, correct?
Yes. No.
No. Okay.
No.
Flat.
Well, did you reckless attack last turn? Or last time around?
I reckless attacked. Not. Yeah. Yes, I did.
Okay, then yeah, you still have advantage.
All right. That did not matter.
No, you definitely miss.
All right then.
All right. Now it is your turn as he makes his way to right here.
Okay. I will. Let's see. Okay, range is touch, so I have to run back over here. I'm going to cast Cure Wounds at a 3rd level slot. So that is 3d8 plus my spellcasting ability modifier, which I think is 4.
Okay.
Let me just cut. 3rd level. So wow, I rolled terrible.
It's okay. You still
5 plus 4, 9. So 9.
You still brought him back to consciousness.
Okay, so we'll do that. And then, do I have any bonus actions that I could do? Oh, sorry, my bonus action was come out of rage.
Yeah. So
that's
Simba
my turn.
Simba uses half his movement to stand up. Then he looks around, sees Scar, goes 5, 10, 15, and I need to do a quick lookup as to Leonin's abilities, just in case they have something that I don't realize.
Well, it's funny too. That I almost, instead of being the gem dragon, I almost was a Leonin instead for this.
That would have
changed
been
it.
very
I
convenient.
know. I changed it last minute.
Oh, their speed is 35 feet, so at least they got that. But he's just going to do the dash action to get right here and block his exit path. And Durlamax, you're up. Oh,
Okay.
I realized. There we go.
I could get to where Scar is, right? I believe there's not a grid, so I can't count.
Let's see. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So I will run straight to that side. Yep. Kind of. Yeah. I want to try to. The only way that he could leave now is either jump off the cliff or run between me and Simba.
Yeah.
So, that's my movement, and I will. I'm going to attack him
Okay.
with the great axe, and I'll do a reckless attack on that as well because I know Durlamax knows how healthy he is. Still, he's not worried about it.
All right.
And yeah, baby, that is a 19 plus 5, 24.
Yep. So you do a swooping. Are you right-handed or left-handed in character?
Right-handed, but it's a two-hand axe. So
Yeah.
I would
So so you manage to swoop around with the axe, actually coming around to the other side and slamming right into his chest with the axe, and he goes flying off the edge.
Okay, that was 12 damage too. Not that it matters now.
Yep. He goes flying off the edge and plummeting to his death, and Scar is dead.
Nice.
Okay. I will look at Simba and say, I apologize for stealing your kill.
He says, as long as my kingdom is safe, as he like crumbles to a knee and tries to hold his wounds.
Okay. If we're out of combat, I'll just
Yeah, I can also
lay
just
on
keep
hands
your
to heal
wounds
him back.
again.
To at least, I'll give him all 25.
Yeah. He is immediately grateful that you are helping to resuscitate him. He has.
Did Nala take any damage?
She did not.
All right.
But she also only dealt a very minimal amount of damage.
Right.
So, they are very happy that you were helpful. Simba seems somewhat disappointed in himself, but he looks up and says, "You have earned a great spot in my kingdom, as long as my people will have me again," as he looks over to Nala, and Nala nods her head. And he says, "We must rest for now. Let the kingdom recover. As you are welcome to rest amongst the Pride Kingdom."
Awesome. Long rest.
You do a long rest. And the next day, there is a large banquet dinner in the honor of Simba, as well as the people who have helped him. And he says, "Thank you to those who have done me a great honor in helping to restore my throne and showing me what is important. I will do what I can, but my kingdom needs, my kingdom is very limited in its current supplies as we recover. However, I cannot let you go empty-handed. Choose one of your warriors, and we will impart on you one of the tattoos of our knowledge." So one of you is going to be able to get a magical tattoo.
All right. How do we want to decide this?
Flip a coin.
All right.
So,
DM, flip a coin.
there is a selection of tattoos which might change the. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
What are the
we
tattoos
both
then?
want it. I mean, so
Yeah, so there
Can we see
is.
what type of tattoos to make, like, to see if it makes more sense for one of us to have, like, if it makes just, yeah.
Yeah, so they have the option of 4 different tattoos. They have an illuminator's tattoo. So which as an action, you can touch a piece of writing or one page in length and speak a creature's name. The writing becomes invisible to everyone other than that creature for the next 24 hours. And that's it. Basically creates an illusionary script. There is also the masquerade tattoo. As a bonus action, you can shape the tattoo into any color or pattern. And as an action, you can use the tattoo to cast Disguise Self with a DC 13 for discerning the disguise. One of the other tattoos is the Spell Wrought tattoo. Which gives you an additional spell to be able to cast, but it has a very specific DC and attack bonus. And then finally, there is the Barrier tattoo, which makes it so when you aren't wearing armor, the tattoo grants you an armor class depending on the tattoo's rarity, as shown on a chart. I will not tell you what level of rarity it is.
Wait, can you repeat that? You cut out.
Oh, yeah. So the last tattoo is a barrier tattoo. It allows you protection. So when you aren't wearing armor, the tattoo grants you a specific armor class, and depending on the tattoo's rarity.
all right. Well, with that knowledge in hand, I'm going to look at Simba and say, my gift was already given on the battlefield when I slayed your uncle.
Go
Please
ahead.
give the tattoo to my friend.
Go ahead and make I want you to just make a charisma saving throw, because it's very obvious to me that you were like, I want a tattoo, but it's just whether or not it's good enough for me. But we're gonna see if you play it off well in character. So make a persuasion check.
All right.
And major illusion, I'm glad that you enjoy adapting things just as I do.
So I got an 11.
An 11, he looks at you with a suspicious eye and says, I'm sure that's plenty of a treasure for you. And just kind of has a slight smirk. He knows your true intention, very obviously, but he's not going to call you on it. That's all.
Okay.
So, let's see. Yeah, so what's your armor class in bear form?
With unarmored bonus, I believe it is 13.
Okay.
Unarmored defense.
I'm very much debating whether or not this should be uncommon or rare, but there is a very large difference between uncommon and rare.
I vote rare.
I know you do.
If it helps, I second the opinion, because you're right. I was totally thinking in bear form, he could use this way more than I would.
All right. I want you to roll a D100.
Oh, all right, let's do this. Here it comes. 63.
63. Screw that. Roll me another D100. If you,
Oh,
all right, I'm calling it out ahead of time before you roll it. If you roll a 1 to 70, you get uncommon. If you roll a 70 to 95, you get the rare. If you get a 95 to 100, you get the very rare.
let's go for it.
Oh,
Here it
let's
comes.
go.
Come on, come on.
Can I give him 8 so I have advantage?
You got the very rare. God damn it. All right. So now in bear form, now that you're attuned to this tattoo, you have an 18 armor class.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go. I'm putting that on my character sheet.
Yeah, you take the biggest, like some of the rarest materials from this kingdom by rolling a 99.
Oh my god.
But yeah, so that happened. That's what I get for leaving it up to chance and giving my freaking bear, druid, barbarian, and armor class of 18. Whatever. It's fine. This will all balance out, I'm sure.
Well, I've done all game.
Yeah.
So now what needs to happen in the next one is we got to figure out a way to make it to where when you're in bear form, you can be a mount. Durlamax will hop on your back. We're going to roll in
I
hard.
think you technically can ride a bear.
Yeah, I mean, a bear's a large creature, so you can.
Perfect. This is gonna be great.
Oh,
All right, and with that, you both get 100 gold for completing the quest, and our bear, druid, barbarian has our 18 armor class all the time.
let's go.
Awesome.
Oh. Right, that's
You're
that-
welcome.
that's
That
the
beats out my armor class with my normal, like, unwild
Yeah,
shape
with the
form. So I
tattoo,
take
your
that.
your AC is a base of 18 now with the tattoo.
Let's
Yeah.
go. All
Yeah.
right. And then what does a studded leather armor add to it? I forget. Oh, I'll figure that out later.
and there's a special note on this tattoo, which I feel like I should alter, otherwise it is severely broken. But it says, while you aren't wearing armor, this tattoo grants you an armor class depending on the tattoo's rarity, as shown below. The uncommon is 12 plus your dexterity modifier. A rare is 15 plus up to 2 from your dexterity modifier. And very rare is 18. You can use a shield and still gain this benefit. That is the part that I'm thinking about removing.
Yeah.
I do have a shield.
I figured you had a shield while you're in pure druid form,
Yeah.
but I gotta remove that because otherwise it's just too unbalanced.
Oh, right.
Yeah, having an 8,
20
20
something.
that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, having 20 AC at 8th level, that's a little too much. So I'm taking that little snippet out, but the rest is fine. You still get to be a bear with 18 armor class, so that's like the one downfall of being a bear.
Nice.
So yeah,
You're actually stronger now. Minus your spells, you're stronger now in bear form.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am.
yeah.
It's harder for me. This is good. This is good.
All right, and with that is going to be our session for today. I feel like I broke some of my future sessions, but we'll see how that goes. Thank you so much for tuning in. Anybody that watched, thank you for playing, my Dungeon Master level patrons. And until next time, I hope everybody rolls at least 3 nat 20s in their next D&D session, except for maybe my Dungeon Master patrons because they get enough perks.
Maybe the DM.
Yeah, maybe I need the nat 20s. And thank you, Onmore, for subscribing. All right, until next time,